what are people most confused about with life insurance or with life settlement?
They don't understand it. They think there's a catch. They're missing something. I always mention it sounds good to be too good to be true. It isn't too good to be true. It's
Hmm.
your life insurance policy.
Yeah.
You own it. You can do whatever you want with it. And if you can get more money than you can from the carrier, you have every right to get it.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And I am here with Rob Haynie from lisettlements.com. And we are talking about life settlements. And Rob, welcome back to the show.
Thank you
I
for having me.
am curious about what should seniors and their families look for with a provider like you. Obviously, there's people out there that say you can sell your policy, but what should they look for in choosing someone?
So I'm a broker, so I represent the seller. So I have
Hmm.
fiduciary, my fiduciary is to the seller. So I go out and take their information and I put it in front of all the different licensed entities to buy policies.
Hmm.
And for lack of a better term, I put them in the uncomfortable position of being in a bidding war. They're going to have to outbid each other. And I
Yeah.
conduct almost like an auction, but I don't time it. I do it in my own way. I have
Hmm.
two business partners that are really, really good at this. And we just create some competition and ultimately
Hmm.
draws out the best offer. So that's why
Yeah.
we like our chances against anything, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Sounding too
Yeah.
cocky.
And obviously, your industry is in the insurance and financial services industry. What kind of regulatory protections do exist for this kind of
Great,
service?
great question. So we're licensed by the Department of Insurance in each state. Florida, it's the Department of Financial Services. And we have certain things that we adhere to both through the regulatory environment and then what we've done
Hmm.
ourselves. We were kind of self-regulating as well. So buyers and sellers, money that is promised to them in the course of this transaction is placed into a third-party escrow account. So no one gets the policy before the other person gets paid and vice versa. And that is
Perfect.
done for their protection. The other thing that we've added is during the end of this, we want you to be completely comfortable with the transaction. Sometimes when you do a big financial transaction like this, something doesn't sit well. There's a
Yeah.
right of rescission period that's at the end of all these contracts for 15 days. So after you get the money, you take possession of the money and you just can't sleep at night. Or better yet, you won the lottery. We can
Yeah.
find the transaction inside that 15 days and everything goes back to the way it was before then. I'll be honest with you, we don't see a lot of rescissions because people are getting so much more money than they would get otherwise. But we've had a few rescissions where the individual has passed away inside that 15-day rescission period.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
What it's
And
there.
obviously, as you're working with that with these kind of protections, there's all different types of considerations. Now,
Mhm,
you obviously, I would assuming you work with financial planners
mhm.
and estate planners, elder law attorneys, et cetera. How
Yep.
do you do
Yep.
that?
So we market to them and we've worked with them. We're going to their trade shows and being approved by broker dealers or whatever mechanism it is over the course of the year. And they just like
Hmm.
the fact that they can conduct their regular business and we kind of
Hmm.
act as a back office for it. So when they get a life settlement opportunity, they just hand it to us. We go do the work, come back to them with the answers, and they present it. The client trusts them. They don't
Hmm.
trust us because they don't
Right.
really know us. Sometimes they
Right.
come to us and trust us, but most of the time we work with the financial planner because the financial planner typically has worked with them for years. You
Hmm.
mentioned elder law attorneys. I'll just put a shout out to them. There's no one better to help hold a hand in a life settlement transaction than an elder law attorney. They are the
Absolutely.
incredible people I've ever met have come from that group
They
of
are. And
incredible.
often case they're trying to do a spend down with Medicaid. And
Exactly.
this is a perfect opportunity to get in. It's more difficult to get on Medicaid right now. And
Yep.
if you're an elder law attorney and someone's got a life insurance policy, that helps you
Absolutely.
to qualify or to, make the retrofits in your home so that you can have home care and different things like that that can come in these types of a program.
Absolutely.
Obviously, working with an estate planning attorney, though, if a spouse dies,
Yep.
that is a huge factor where all of a sudden maybe you're in a situation where you don't need that life insurance policy. You need the income because your spouse is no longer bringing in that income.
Yep. Back to my snowflake example. There's so many different situations. They're all different. But definitely someone that's been giving them guidance, advice over the years is that we feel like that person's the best equipped to handle a life settlement transaction.
What are some of the, I guess, what are people most confused about with life insurance or with life settlement?
They don't understand it. They think there's a catch. They're missing something. I always mention it sounds good to be too good to be true. It isn't too good to be true. It's your life insurance policy.
Yeah.
You own it. You can do whatever you want with it. And if you can get more money than you can from the carrier, you have every right to get it.
Yeah. And you said to me while we were off air, and I want to make sure that you can actually do an analogy for free. There's no hooks or anything like that if someone reaches out. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll work on a case. Now, we'll work on a case if it has an opportunity to be sold. So if someone sends me a $1 million life insurance policy with a $560,000 loan and 10% premiums, that's not going to work. And we'll tell them that right up front. But anything that's got a chance, we'll go through the full roll call, if you will, across the spectrum and get the best offer that we can.
Fabulous. And Rob, you and I will be right back right after this, and you can reach Rob at lisettlements.com. Thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.